Victor Rondon ready. 1-0 pitch on Lucas Duda's a strike. It's 1-1. Couple of rough outings, but better as of late.
Yeah, and so we've seen the way Joe has handled his bullpen here in the final stages of spring training, and this is what most managers do. You start to get ready to play the championship season, so you use guys the way you might during the regular year. Now it's earlier in the ball game than you'd see Rondon, but coming into this 2 outs in the inning situation, gets a dangerous hitter. Blowing and going.
Fair ball. DeMuth made the call. It raised the chalk, and Duda's got a double.
Duda's showing some pretty good batsmanship here tonight. He carved that base hit to left earlier, went down, got a pitch in that at bat. This time it's a slider moving down and in. He just collapses his legs, makes a nice easy pass through the zone. Two out of 3 now for Duda.
Walker has grounded out twice. Pitch is low.
It'd be tough for Walker to leave Pittsburgh, his hometown. Big part of the success they've had there in recent years.
Thing you see in that shot you will not see any time other than spring training, and that is blue versus blue. Figure out who's on the other team by looking at the pants. 3-1 the count.
He'd be sitting dead red right here.
He gets a hold of it, but it will be caught by Almora. To end the inning, Cubs lead the Mets after 6, 4-1.
We're not telling you how to use your garage.
I'm bored.
But you could fill it with awesome products from the Honda Dream Garage sales event, like the Odyssey or the Restyled Accord. They're a 2015 IIHS top safety pick with standard rear view camera.
Thank you.
Get moving to your Honda dealer. You've got a garage to fill. Get a great deal at the Honda Dream Garage sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
How's it going up there?
Need more time!
You never really know when that day will come. When you gotta run to start a new life.
He's coming! We have to leave this house now!
Keep looking! It's gotta be here!
Be here any minute!
Are you sure?
Yes! We gotta go!
You only get a handful of minutes. So you grab what you need to get you through.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna go have our baby now.
The keys!
I'm so nervous.
Hey everyone, Kelly Crawl here. Sportsnet Central will follow Cubs and Mets on Comcast Sportsnet. We'll have full highlights from Las Vegas, plus my one-on-one bike ride interview with Joe Madden. Join me and Chris Bowden tonight after Cubs baseball.
Well, we're here in Las Vegas. The Cubs are trying to extend the Mets' winless streak to 14 games.
Payback.
Weird season series last year.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. We went to New York there and we swept that 4-game series. And the Mets scored 1 or 2 runs total in that series. I was looking at it, and then in the LCS, they scored more than that in the first innings of those games. They scored in the first inning of every game in that LCS. But yeah, it was a weird year, and I guess the beauty of the sport is how unpredictable it can be. Because I remember as we were walking out of Citi Field saying to you and anybody else who would hear me, I said, that team is done. And I remember the post-game press conference on Sunday, Terry Collins was imploring his guys we've got to find a way to lighten up and have some fun. Lucas Duda was threatened with his job.
Caesar with a base hit off Jim Henderson, the new pitcher. Yeah, I remember that. You're right.
And I remember at some point Collins called in Duda and said, look, man, if you don't start to hit, I'm going to have to, you're going to lose ABs. And shortly thereafter, Duda went off. They got Cespedes in the deal. Granderson had a nice bounce back year. They got all those young stud pitchers. So it was a very nice story for the Mets last year.
Nice story this spring, John Andreoli. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw not in time. It's Caesar with a stolen base.
Remains to be seen how much playing time Matt Caesar is going to get, but he's going to break with the big league club, be on the roster. He's a guy who can come off the bench, steal a base for you, play all the outfield positions. Good, sound, fundamental ball player. Oh my, that would hit me right in the head.
Coming right into our booth.
Yeah.
But it hit the tall backstop, thankfully.
Mick Gillespie next door was on the floor. He was down.
They're calling the game on Cubs.com. They've got Caesar picked off. And still in play.
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Yeah, they got him. Kevin Danley, as the Mets looked at him, said, is he out of the baseline? And he said, no, he's not yet. You got 3 feet either way once you establish your lane. Let's see.
There was a moment there where everybody paused, including Caesar. Are we playing on here or am I out? Watch. He kind of gives a look. If it was a rodeo, it would have been a successful ride. I think he stayed in that rundown for 8 seconds.
Called strike 3 on Andreoli. Well, all of a sudden, 2 outs. It's Kawasaki. How much money would it take to get you up on one of those bulls for 3 seconds?
Probably more than changes hands at the Mandalay Bay Casino every night.
Kawasaki had a huge spring and just couldn't crack the roster. The numbers crunch. Maybe the highlight of the spring, right?
Yeah, everybody was chanting his name there at Sloan Park the other day. Comes through a little bat flip.
He didn't realize, by the way, that he had done that, and said he never tries to show up a pitcher. Where do you stand on the Jose Bautista bat flip? Are you okay with it?
Well, let's just say the whole bat flip in general issue, showing emotion on the field as a sign of disrespect to your opponent. I'd prefer it didn't happen, but I think it's just the way the game has evolved, and we're probably going to have to live with it.
It was a good nuanced answer. You didn't go all goose on me.
No, I mean, I prefer, I'm kind of old school in that. I think I like it when there isn't a lot of that going on. I get it if it's a big home run in a big moment to pump the fist, show emotion. Same thing for a pitcher if he gets a big strikeout to get out of a jam.
Deep right, Granderson makes the catch. On the warning track to end the inning. Kawasaki hit it well. Stretch time, 4-1 Cubs.
Which side is our best side? This one? That one? You know what? Actually, our best side is this one. Our heart. Because only an airline with a heart would give you great deals like this. Now you can fly for as low as $69 one way. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
With robotic technology, we can now regrow your natural hair. And I should know, because I had the same procedure done to myself.
The technology is here. The time is now. Fantastic results, flexible payments. Call.
Looking for a safer way to burn yard waste? Stop. Don't burn in a rusty barrel like this. Burn the safe way with the Burn Cage. It doesn't just burn, it incinerates, leaving nothing behind but fine ash. And when you're done, the Burn Cage folds up neatly for storage.
For a free information kit about the Burn Cage, call 1-800-353-2240. That's 1-800-353-2240. Online at burncage.com.
Hey, Kia buyers, now get double the savings, double the selection from Willowbrook Kia and Berwyn Kia.
Serving the Chicagoland area with excellent value, service, and selection.
You learn a lot about a company from the people that work there. Most of our staff has been with us over 10 years.
I mean, just check out all our 5-star reviews.
Been turned down by other car dealers? Don't worry. We are the bank. We look at your future, not your past.
Double the savings, double the selection at Willowbrook Kia on Route 84 and Berwyn Kia on Ogden and Harlem.
Take home a game-used or autographed item and help benefit Cubs charities. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. Visit Cubs.com/authentics to bid on weekly auction items and to pre-order game-used bases and baseballs. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics items to Cubs charities. Steven Paraxlis is on for the Cubs.
Double-A last year, just 14 games, 21 and a third innings. He was 2-2 with a 4.22 ERA. 21st round pick of the Cubs back in the 2012 draft.
From New England, born in Massachusetts, and then went to the University of Maine.
The Black Bears used to have a really good baseball program years ago. I'm not sure how they stack up these days. Billy Swift, remember Billy Swift, the right-hander?
Oh yeah,
he was a Maine guy.
Mike Bordick.
That's right. Yeah, they
Mark Sweeney.
Back in the day, they made 2 or 3 appearances, I believe, in the College World Series.
Two to Conforto.
Is it a bad sign when your computer just keeps shutting down on its own?
Yes.
I mean, maybe you got a little problem. Ooh.
Raxlis strikes out Conforto.
Straight change and maybe a split finger pitch, but good dive bombing action on this one.
Hansel Robles, who will sit out the first couple of games due to a suspension. Lost it in the lights. A high chopper. He couldn't find it.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what happened. He had a nice break on it and then just lost sight of it. Big high hop right there. Got up into that bank of lights.
Base hit for Cabrera.
Not on my scorecard.
They're giving him an error.
Yeah.
Polecki is 2 for 2.
Protecting Stevens' ERA.
I got you. Well, maybe he won't give up a run. Would you change it then? Back to a hit?
No, then I'd be a hypocrite.
Kawasaki, Watkins, Ballagher.
Back in the hit.
Changed your mind, huh? We go to the 8th. 4-1 Cubs.
Hi, checking out the RAV4?
Yep, looking for something fun.
Well, with available Sport Tune suspension, you can turn any trip into an awesome adventure.
Yeah! Yeah! Errands.
Aren't they the best?
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the all-new 2016 RAV4. Or lease RAV4 for only $209 per month during Toyota's One for Everyone sales event.
Have fun running those errands.
Toyota, let's go places.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help you build all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything. Add style and save energy with Hunter ceiling fans. Get this 52-inch Fremont ceiling fan available in a premier bronze or brushed nickel finish for just $75.64 after 11% rebate. Stop in for an 11% rebate on everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Tomorrow, the battle for home ice advantage continues on CSN Chicago as your Hawks go on the hunt for 2 pivotal points in Winnipeg. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live, followed by the opening faceoff on CSN.
Hey everyone, Kelly Crawl here. Sportsnet Central will follow Cubs and Mets on Comcast Sportsnet. We'll have full highlights from Las Vegas, plus my one-on-one bike ride interview with Joe Madden. Join me and Chris Bowden tonight after Cubs baseball.
Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
It's like Times Square. Fremont Street. Here in Las Vegas. So you might find a former Las Vegas star. Big lefty after the game. Here's a right-hander, Hansel Robles. I mentioned he missed the first 2 games of the season for throwing up and in on Cameron Rupp of the Phillies last September. And the Mets haven't made any other changes, so like the usual drill in spring training, The starters go 5 or 6. Terry Collins may go all 9 with his regular lineup, and then tomorrow give these guys all a day off. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, I think some managers have that philosophy that before the regular season starts, they want their guys to play a full 9-inning game. Who knows? Terry's probably taking a lot of heat back home in the newspapers. He's trying to get a W.
CL Ballagert. See what he did at South Bend last year in the Midwest League. 1 ball, 1 strike on him. Cubs will open Wrigley Field on April 11th, 7:05 first pitch against the Reds. Fly ball deep left. Back toward that high wall and gone. A home run. 5-1.
Oh, what a throw for young Yasiel Ballagert. A big moment for number 91, circling the bases after a towering home run.
Fedorovich, 0 for ball 1. If you have opening night tickets, the gates will open 30 minutes earlier than the usual 2-hour window from 4:35 because of the new security procedures. Metal detectors at all of the gates now. If you want more information about the new screening process, you can hear my voice. Cubs.com/security. It's a little video. I explain what the new security procedures will look like. Fergie Jenkins, Ryan Sandberg, Billy Williams will throw out ceremonial first pitches and lead the 7th inning stretch. That'll be fun. Another ball cranked deep to left, and this one's caught right in the corner by Conforto.
Fedorovich has hit a lot of balls hard this spring, including that one. Just didn't quite get enough of it to get it out of here, but a good swing nonetheless.
And Negron with 1 away. Cubs will also wear a commemorative patch on their home uniforms this season, because it is the 100th anniversary of the Cubs playing at Wrigley Field, 1960. So that patch will feature a version of the logo the Cubs wore in 1916. A new Budweiser bleacher bar. Newly branded parking lots. As part of the Cubs legacy partnership with Toyota. In the air. And it's Granderson for out number 2. And we're looking forward to getting a look at the new clubhouse. guess the old clubhouse is going to be a batting cage.
Yeah.
Guys can get their hacks during the game to get loose.
Yeah, other than the creature comforts that you'll have with the new clubhouse, that's probably the most important thing, where you can actually go back and take BP during the game, get some swings in, as opposed to just hitting the ball off a tee.
Watkins flies out. That'll end the inning. Yasiel Balaguer with a booming home run off Robles, and it's now 5-1 Cubs in the 8th.
Spring training baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is presented by Canals Auto Park, Route 41, Lake Bluff.
Who knew mini motoring could be so much fun? Actually, we did. We're Canals Mini, featuring the entire lineup of 2016 Mini models. Who knew motoring a Mini could be this affordable? Once again, we did. We're Canals Mini, now featuring special offers, plus boot to bonnet no-cost maintenance standard. Who knew you'd be so ready for a Mini? We did. Canals Mini, Route 41, Lake Bluff.
Back 5-1. The Cubs lead the Mets, and we're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Cub fans take the Cubs on the Move Fitness Challenge. Cubs want to hear from kids ages 7 to 13 in the Chicago area. Tell us why fitness is important and how it is part of your daily life. Submit your entries at CubsOnTheMoveChallenge.com. Deadline's coming up. It's April 4th, so do it now for your chance to work out with Cub players. That'll be quite a thrill.
Right-hander Justin Grimm against pinch hitter Alejandro De Aza. Bottom 8. Cubs lead 5-1, and Grimm deals a strike.
A little bumpy ride for Justin here in spring training. Very good against left-handed hitting. That's one of the reasons why. Nasty curveball. Yeah, he's got one of the better curveballs in the league. Reminds me of the old Joe Garagiola line. We just lost Joe here recently. Talking about Nolan Ryan back in the day. So Ryan was a lot better, but he got his curveball straightened out. Which makes perfect sense.
Only if you read it one way. Yep. This would be a 3-game winning streak for the Cubs going back to Tuesday. Finishing strong.
Probably still wouldn't qualify for the Cactus League NCAA tournament. Probably have to go to the Cactus League NIT. So Granderson's going to get a heater.
And he took it for a strike. 2 down, both on punch-outs. This will not be Arrieta's first career opening day start, but his first as a Cub. So righty-righty, lefty-lefty, Monday, Tuesday. Swing and a miss. David Wright.
He's got it going on here tonight, does Grim. Uncle Charlie is in the house. A very good hitter, looked bad. 2 pitches in a row.
Two and two as Grim reaches 96 with the fastball. Got him. That was impressive. Against De Aza, Granderson, and Wright, he strikes them all out.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance. Find me money.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
To win a national championship once is a big deal. Binny's Beverage Depot has won it 3 times as National Retailer of the Year for wine, spirits, and beer. Low prices, a gigantic selection, and super service. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Your attention, please. Dare to see Blue Man Group tonight at Briar Street Theater.
March is matchup month at your local Ford store. The reigning champ is favored again. Ford returns as America's best-selling brand. The new Ford Focus is a smart choice over Honda Civic with impressive highway fuel economy, plus available active park assist, next-generation hands-free sync technology, and more. Focus is a winner, just named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Now get a new 2016 Focus with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash at your local Ford store now.
Enjoying our time here in Las Vegas, as we always do, a couple of days every spring. It's kind of weird to think today's actually Thursday. We got a night game tonight, day game on a Friday tomorrow. I think every day feels like a weekend here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that there's much difference, right, in Las Vegas between a Monday and a Friday.
Addison Reed, a right-hander.
Veteran right-hander, 0-1 with a 279 this spring for the Mets. Last year started the season in the Diamondback bullpen. Had some struggles. Pitched well for the Mets in 17 appearances. to the tune of a 1.17 ERA. And he'll be used as a setup man.
Wilmer Flores now playing third. De Aza is in right. And Ryan Kalish takes a strike. $11,025 sellout crowd here at Cashman Field. Swing and a miss. He got it.
Reed, originally a third-round pick of the White Sox in 2010.
Grabs it. 2 outs.
Saved 40 games for the Sox in 2013. In 2014, he saved 32 with the Diamondbacks, but he lost 7 games, and he blew a number of saves that year as well. Was he traded to the Mets? Was he released? I don't remember how that went down last year. I kind of think he was released.
He was traded on August 30th for 2 minor leaguers. One.
Change of scenery can be a beautiful thing.
Yep. Got a big piece of Plawecki.
How you doing now? Who you got? You got anybody left in your bracket? Yeah, I've got Villanova. Well, that's ironic because the guy hitting went to Villanova. Did you know that? I think Plawecki's okay. Let's go back and play. Ready, break.
Reed will collect it. And he gets Caesar to end the inning. We go to the last of the night. Looks like C.J. Edwards, Carl Edwards Jr. will come on.
March is matchup month at your local Ford store. The reigning champ is favored again. Ford returns as America's best-selling brand. Fusion is a smart choice over Toyota Camry with a powerful and efficient available EcoBoost engine, available hands-free sync, plus better highway MPG, all for a lower starting price. Go with Ford and drive home a winner. Now get a new Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 trade assist cash at your local Ford store now.
Meeting people is my life. I was embarrassed to show my teeth. It was time to do something that was going to be permanent.
The Clear Choice one-day approach is making dental implants a reality for people all over the country who suffer from missing or failing teeth.
We have expertise that you might not find anywhere else, all in one location.
The next day, I had a new smile. Couldn't wait to show some folks.
Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options.
I had the best smile I'd ever had in my life.
Call Clear Choice today.
Hi, checking out the RAV4?
Yep, looking for something fun.
Well, with available Sport Tune suspension, you can turn any trip into an awesome adventure.
Yeah! Yeah! Aaron's
finance. Aren't they the best?
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the all-new 2016 RAV4. Or lease RAV4 for only $209 per month during Toyota's One for Everyone sales event.
Have fun running those errands.
Toyota, let's go places.
Carl Edwards, Jr. Will look to get these final 3 outs with a 4-run lead. And he's going to face some middle-of-the-order hitters, too.
Yeah, this should be fun for Carl. His numbers for the spring. The guy is so skinny, he has to wear a single-digit number.
He made his major league debut last year. Will begin the season in the minors. Could be a big part of this thing before it's all said and done.
He's got a tough act to follow after Justin Grimm punched out the side. Just electric stuff. Edwards, like Grimm, has a very good curveball. He's got a good heater. Over the top delivery.
Fouled away for strike one.
Right over the top at 95 miles an hour. It's kind of that classic power pitching profile. An elevated fastball at 95 followed by a sharp down-breaking curveball. Looked like he had a little cutting action on it, and he also has a changeup.
Deflection. He'll get the second assist as a result. Now Duda. The last time the Mets won a game was St. Patrick's Day. Collins not concerned.
His new bench coach, Dick Scott, there on his left.
I'm sure the answer is yes. Because baseball's a crazy game. Has a manager ever been fired by a wacky owner after a 15-game losing streak in spring training? I'm sure it's happened, right? Back in the 1890s or somewhere
along the way, right? And if not, then it could provide, you know, if you got the wrong guy pushing the buttons, a real quick, you know, short leash in the regular season, right? If you get some of these volatile owners, if you have a really bad spring and you get off to a really bad start.
Yeah.
Yogi was fired by Steinbrenner 15 or 16 games in one year.
Didn't Phil Garner?
Phil Garner got whacked, I think, after 6.
Was that with Detroit?
Yeah.
That's insane. But, yep, it does happen. Yeah, the 2002 Detroit Tigers started 0-6. Duda is 3 for 4. Might be part of your 3-star selection.
Yeah,
tonight.
he's pinging the ball all over the place. And looks like Rod Carew out there tonight. Single, double, single last 3 times up for Duda, and each time he's hit a good pitch. It's not like they're making mistakes. It's a good fastball down and away. A fine bit of hitting there by Duda.
They will get one relay late. In 1988, the Baltimore Orioles made a change after an 0-6 start. Cal Ripken Sr. replaced by Frank Robinson. And then they went 0 for their next 15 before they finally won their first game in their 22nd try. Ed Hardig is listening, our good friend, Cubs historian. Phil Cavarretta was fired in spring training 1954. This will do it.
Good timing, Ed.
Yeah. As Edwards works a scoreless ninth and the Cubs beat the Mets. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow.
And nice night for the Cubs. 9 hits, 5 runs. The pitching was really good. And tip of the cap to Ryan Williams, the minor league pitcher of the year for the Cubs last year. Got the start here tonight. He was really good. 3 innings, allowed just a couple of hits and no runs. The bullpen was solid. Justin Grimm in particular with that electric curveball striking out the side in his 1 inning of work.
So that'll wrap things up. When we greet you next year on CSN, it will be the regular season from California. Final score, Cubs 5, Mets 1. For JD and our entire CSN crew here in Las Vegas, I'm Len Casper. Thanks for watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.
During the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event,
Turnaround jumper.
there's always cause for celebration.
Are you kidding me?
With extraordinary offers on the exhilarating IS, the thrilling GS, and the powerful RC Coupe.
The buzzer.
Because thrills like this only happen during the Command Performance Sales Event. Lease the 2016 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $339 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
See the full line of Frigidaire Professional products at Apt. Apt, pleasing people since 1936.
Here's a pass for Zetterberg.
The Red Wings live where you do. The Blackhawks live where you do. When you have NHL Center Ice, you can follow your favorite teams and players no matter where you live. With up to 40 out-of-market games a week, it's like having a season ticket to the NHL from the comfort of your home. The Penguins live where you do. NHL Center Ice. The game lives where you do. For the lowest price of the season, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
Hi, I'm Chris Bryant, and you're watching the home for Cubs baseball, CSN Chicago, presented by State Farm.
Hi, a little bit early. Welcome into Sportsnet Center, presented by GMC. She's Kelly Kroll. I'm Chris Bowden. Cubs and Mets highlights coming up. Plus, Luke Stuckmeyer has more on this year's Cubs bullpen.
A thrilling finish in Houston between the Bulls and Rockets. Nico Mirotic steps up once again. Plus, White Sox Rick Hahn isn't too sad to see Ryan Rayburn in the National League. Lots more coming your way as Sportsnet Central starts now.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC.
Derrick Rose gave it a go with his hyperextended elbow tonight in Houston, but the Bulls revealed that Taj Gibson would be sidelined with a small fracture in a rib at least for this matchup with the Rockets. So, with Gibson out, the Rook, Bobby Portis, made his first career start in Houston, and the Rockets kind of noticed him early. 2 minutes in, Portis misses everything on the jumper. Houston snags the air ball. Fast break feed the other way, James Harden. This was all Rockets early. A minute later, Dwight Howard bullying past Portis for the layup. Freddie Hoiberg forced to call timeout. Houston by 11. Out of the second quarter, it brought even more bad injury news. Rose heads to the locker room, would return, and then leave again. He would be ruled out of the game with a left elbow contusion, basically playing with only his right arm the time he was out there. They'd be fine thanks to Nikola Mirotic after his big night in Indy the other night. He poured in 14 second quarter points. And in the half, Nico totaled 21 total points on 6 of 10 shooting. And a handful of three-pointers mixed in there as well. And that helped the Bulls to a 52-all tie at the break to the third. Houston once again building a sizable lead. Here the Beard crosses over Mike Dunleavy and Bulls right past Paul Gasol for the dunk and one. Made the free throw for a 9-point lead. Midway through the period, Patrick Beverly, the Chicagoan, from beyond the arc. Rockets on a big run. Their lead up to 14. But the Bulls bench would come to save the day in the final quarter. 3 minutes to go. Mirotic, the corner three to complete the comeback and put the Bulls up 1. Next trip down, Jimmy Butler and Gasol work the give and go to perfection. Buckets throws down on his hometown team. Butler, a 21.8 rebound, 6 assist night. Now 90 seconds left. E'Twaun Moore chips in with a triple on the wing. Bulls starting to pull away, 97-91, but the Rockets with one last run. Clock winding down. Harden steps into a deep three. He led Houston with 24, the lead down to just a bucket. Rockets would foul. Justin Holiday made the first free throw, but missed the second. So a final opportunity for Houston. They get it to Trevor Ariza. Wide open in the corner. And he cannot get it to fall from downtown. And time runs out. The Bulls survive 103-100, moving them back above the 500 mark. They outscored the Rockets 32-20 in the fourth, shot 48% for the game, including 11 of 24 from beyond the arc. Rose's final numbers, just under 12 minutes of action, 0 shots, 2 assists, 3 turnovers. But after losing 11 of their previous 12 on the road, the Bulls have won 2 straight in hostile territory. Now back to Derek. He spoke about his health afterward.
Trying to get back on court as quick as possible, but just listening to my body, get as much treatment as I can, and see where it goes from there.
How encouraging this kind of win coming down?
Huge.
What did you see from it?
A fight. I think we fought our way back. We didn't hang our head even when they went up, and the guys that came in and did their job, so it was a big win.
Bulls fans with a little interest in this one. Pacers began the night 2 games up on the Bulls for the final playoff spot. They hosted the Magic in the second, tied at 37. Andrew Nicholson laying down the dunk. He draws the foul. It's a 3-point play. Magic up 40-37. Then in the third, tied up again, Victor Oladipo. Up, down, 3-pointer makes it a 65-62 game. Then in the fourth, Magic trying to distance themselves. Nikola Vucevic there settles for the jumper. He puts up 24 on the night, and the Magic indeed beat the Pacers 114-94.
LeBron James and the conference-leading Cavs playing host to the Nets. LeBron playing, not coaching from the bench like a couple of nights ago. First quarter, Cavs up 1. Matthew Dellavedova finds James backdoor for the layup and the foul. With that bucket, James moves into 12th on the all-time scoring list, passing Dominique Wilkins. Time winding down in the half, Cavs up 19. James, a one-hand pass over to Kevin Love for the 3. Love finished with 19 and 10. Cavs up by 24 at the half. Early third, a 23-point game. J.R. Smith scoops it to James, who finishes with the one-hand flush. He finished with 24 points and 11 assists as the Cavs win 107-87. So the Eastern Conference playoff picture getting a little more crowded toward the bottom there. The Bulls win. The Pacers lost to Orlando. Means Fred Hoiberg's squad still in the hunt. Back to within a game of the 8th and final spot. They're also now just 2 games behind the current 7th seed, Detroit, whom they will host on Saturday night.
Time now for our ink and law injury report, and we turn to the Blackhawks, who will once again be missing some big names on their upcoming trip to Winnipeg. Aside from Duncan Keith, who is suspended indefinitely until he meets with the league office, there's also Marian Hossa, who will miss the trip because of illness, and Corey Crawford, who continues to recover from an upper body injury. Although Coach Quenneville is hopeful the netminder will be 100% come playoff time. But that aside, the late season injuries and the Duncan Keith situation will certainly make it more difficult for the defending Stanley Cup champs to build any type of momentum heading into the start of postseason play in just 2 weeks. But Q says he has seen it all before, and he's confident his veteran team will be ready to go when the games matter most.
Certain years you get you're dealing with all kinds of different situations. You know, you got certain guys that are going to be ready for the playoffs, and are in the playoffs. Things happen, and you know, one thing that being adaptable as a team, as a line, as a group, is something that we feel we find ways and find solutions, and that's where we're at. And I think that no matter what hand we're dealt here, we'll find a way to do everything we can to rectify every situation we have in front of us and be the best we can be.
Predators trying to again gain on the third place talks in Pittsburgh against the red-hot Penguins and Sidney Crosby. No score 3 minutes in. A good keep-in by Nick Bonino. Over to Justin Schultz, who feeds Phil Kessel for the goal. His 24th makes it 1-0 Pens. Second period, tied at 1. The ex-Hawk, remember? Trevor Daley with a long pass to Kessler, who fires and scores his second of the game. Make it 25 for him, and a 2-1 Pittsburgh lead. Midway through the second, on a Pens power play, Chris Kunitz drops it to Chris Letang for the one-timer. Pekka Rinne gives up 4 goals and gets pulled for the second time in the last 3 games. Penguins win their 5th straight, 5-2.
The Wild hanging on to the last playoff spot, hosting the Senators. Tied at 1 in the second period, Bobby Ryan going to send one toward the net, and Jean-Gabriel Pageau deflects it home. It's 2-1 Ottawa. Same score third period. Jason Pominville going to pick up the loose puck, kicks it to the stick, and finds Eric Haula for the goal, his 14th, and we're tied again, this time at 2. It stays that way until 4 minutes left in the third. Cody Ceci behind the net. Puck goes off Haula and past Devin Dubnyk, and that is your game winner. The Wild's 6-game win streak snapped with a 3-2 loss.
So here's a look at the updated Western Conference playoff picture. Dallas and St. Louis remain tied atop the conference at 101 points. However, the Stars are leading Arizona late 3-1, so they may take over sole possession. Once again, neither Nashville nor Minnesota able to gain any points on the Blackhawks. They stay put with their losses tonight. And the Hawks are back in action tomorrow night in Winnipeg against the Jets. Our coverage on Comcast Sportsnet begins with Blackhawks pregame live at 6:30. Pat Foley and Eddie Olczyk have the call at 7.
There's no one inside this building or anyone in that clubhouse who doesn't feel on a daily basis the strong pressure to win.
We're sitting down with Sox GM Rick Hahn, who discusses expectations after all the offseason moves, plus what the team's expectations are regarding last year's #1 pick, Carson Fulmer. Cubs and Mets suited up in the Sin City. Highlights from Chris Bryant's homecoming heading your way. Plus, my co-host over here, CB, going to the touchscreen and explaining what the Bears' offensive line might look like this upcoming season. More Sportsnet Central after this.
Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade. This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second. How about that? This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. or get nearly $8,300 total value on specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you had $1 for every dollar car insurance companies say they'll save you by switching, you'd have like a ton of dollars. But how are they saving you those dollars? A lot of companies might answer or no comment. Then there's Esurance. Born online, raised by technology, and majors in efficiency. So whatever they save, you save. Hassle, time, paperwork, hair tearing out, and yes, especially dollars. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Tomorrow, the battle for home ice advantage continues on CSN Chicago as your Hawks go on the hunt for 2 pivotal points in Winnipeg. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live, followed by the opening faceoff on CSN.
With a curved ultra-high-definition screen, Samsung's SUHD TVs give you a brighter picture and the most brilliant colors for the best viewing experience. It's Samsung's best TV, and it's here at Apt Electronics. Available in screen sizes from 48 to 88 inches. Come see it today. Guaranteed low prices, unbeatable selection, and free local delivery. Apt. Pleasing people since 1936.
Traveling. It's a short trip to Lexus of Arlington, the world's best and largest Lexus dealership.
Save on a new Lexus during the Command Performance Sales Event. Lease a brand new 2016 RX 350 for just $419 a month.
And be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
The all-new Bob Rohrman Lexus of Arlington on the corner of Route 53 and Dundee Road.
This program is brought to you by Safelite Autoglass, America's auto glass expert since 1947.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Blackhawks, Jets, tomorrow at 6:30 on CSN.
Everybody's hungry. I mean, that's a good way to start. Everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to win the World Series.
Christmas is never-ending party.
They're characters with character. It's going to be a lot of fun with this group of guys. And there's a balance between veterans and babies. It's a really good balance that we have going on right now.
Called strike 3, Cubs win.
Now they've been there, so there's only one more step to go.
I mean, this is the play of the year.
This whole organization, this whole city feels like home. It really is feels like home for me.
Diving play by Russell. Oh my goodness, what a play that'll end the ball game.
I mean, I get where he's coming from. We look good. We look good. He looks good too for Pops. I mean, he's a great guy. He has high energy. I love his energy.
Well, after a 97-win season, the Cubs are the preseason favorite to win the World Series and end their 108-year drought. Instead of running away from the expectations, Joe Maddon's slogan has been to embrace the target. Their focus in Mesa had been on the daily routine with the hopes of everything falling into place for October.
Expectations are what they are, but when you come in and focus on the day, then you don't have a problem because the talent level will in the end will come out in the end. So I'm not too worried about that. I think you need to talk about your goals, and we're going to talk about winning the World Series. And when we won the World Series in Boston, we were planning the parade in September, so it was that kind of group that we had. And yeah, so it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to say, yeah, we expect to win, and our goal is to win the World Series. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
It's having that attitude of we're going to come in, we're going to win, we're going to kick your teeth in. If we're up 10, we want to be up 20. Things like that where we're never satisfied. And that's good for all of these guys to learn it now, because when you lose, it's not easy to, okay, we're going to win. You got to really believe in it. And for them to have that at their rookie year and so on is great.
We just got to wait till the season starts to see how everything goes. But I'm just ready to go for this season, and hopefully we bring a championship to Chicago.
Well, the Cubs taking their campaign to Las Vegas to take on the Mets in an NLCS rematch. Here come your highlights. No score in the fourth. Man on third. Duda singling to left field. David Wright would score. So it's 1-0 Mets. Top of the fifth, however, Ben Zobrist up with a runner on third and one out. And that is good enough to put the Cubbies on the board. So we're tied up at 1. 2 batters later to a board for Chris Bryant in front of his home crowd, if you will. Grounds the third, but he respects 90. Joe taught him that, and there we go. Zobrist scores 2-1 Cubs. Trevor Cahill up next. They call the safety squeeze. Duda fields the bunt, flips it home, but Jason Hayward slides in safely there. Cubs going to win this one 5-1. Before the game, however, I had a chance to catch up with play-by-play man Lynn Casper, who shared his thoughts on his preseason favorites in the NL.
The Mets with this starting rotation will be reckoned with. I think the Nationals will bounce back after a disappointing year last year. You've got the Cardinals and Pirates in your own division. The Cubs, remember, finished third last year. And I really like the Diamondbacks out west, and I think the San Francisco Giants, if they figure out their starting rotation. They've got some veteran guys who did not have good springs, but if they are good, Samardzija, Cueto, Bumgarner, you expect him to be good. I think the Giants will be right there as well.
A lot of good competition. Well, from position players to the arms, the early identity for the 2016 Cubs could be pegged as versatile. Just like the everyday guys, the Northsiders have packed their pen with swingmen. Trevor Cahill, Adam Warren, Clayton Richard, Travis Wood, to name a few, were all stretched out this spring, but expected to start in relief. And with more on the future of a bullpen that was ranked 4th in ERA last season, here's Luke Stockmeyer.
A 1-1 to Rizzo. Cross to right. Way back. Grand slam time.
Big names, big bats, and big arms. The Cubs seem to have it all heading into 2016. But if critics can find anything to question, it's been the bullpen.
Bullpens are very volatile. And some of these guys are still pretty young and could go either way. And if the wrong guy goes the wrong way, it could really be debilitating.
What the Cubs do have is versatility and depth, including a group of former starters who could still be exactly that if needed.
I'm seeing the right velocity out of our guys. I'm seeing good health out of our guys. So I like like I said, I like the balance among our bullpen. The guys that are primarily slotted towards the end, and then there's this group that's able to do a lot of different things. I like it. I like it a lot.
The Cubs have done it a different way. If you remember last year, Joe had a quick hook with some of his guys. He can do that very liberally this year. He shouldn't, on paper, have to do it as often as he did last year, but he can.
And the Cubs might need this bullpen early in the season, especially with plenty of cold weather and the starters trying to work their way into a long season. But there is fuel to the fire. These relievers want to prove that they can be a big part of this team, and that edge never hurts. You guys have a chip on your shoulder at all? You feel like you're the forgotten part of the team sometimes?
I feel like most bullpens are like that. So, you know, I think bullpens always have a chip on their shoulder just to kind of prove that, you know, their worth to the team and, you know, hold down those games late.
It's just different. You know, not a lot of us are ex-starters and can be stretched out, so it might not, you know, look like the Yankees bullpen on paper, but, you know, hopefully we can all do our jobs, and, you know, if starter gets in trouble, we definitely have the ability to cover some innings.
We have some serious arms down there and some guys that can really get guys out. I mean, we have a shutdown closer, 8th inning guy. I mean, Grimm out there, whatever you need them. And then obviously guys that can go 3 and 4 innings, you know. So we have a great group of guys out there, and I think we're going to be big for this team.
And maybe another key piece in a possible Cubs championship puzzle. Covering the Cubs at spring training, Luke Stuckmeyer, Comcast Sportsnet.
Thanks a lot, Luke. Well, not a lot of change in the bullpen from last year to this year. The back-end duo, Hector Rondon, Pedro Strop, will aim to replicate their excellent numbers. Rondon, a sub-2 ERA, Strop adding 81 strikeouts in the setup role. Mir Ramirez, who you just heard from, of course, hopes to become a mainstay in the middle innings. And the Cubs brought back Trevor Cahill for a long relief role.
We feel we've upgraded offensively at second. We feel we've upgraded offensively behind the plate as well as with Todd. And, frankly, some of the players that we brought in a year ago, we think we're going to get more out of this year than we have in the past. And, again, season hasn't started yet. There's still a work in progress. I think all 30, if you talk to any of the 30 GMs, they'd tell you we're still working to get better, and we're certainly no exception.
Rickon a couple of months ago, and it might not be as over the top as the enthusiasm on the north side of town, but there's still a good degree of optimism about the upcoming season on the south side after some moves to fortify the infield and infuse some power into the lineup. Chuck Garfien had a chance to sit down with the man behind the moves, White Sox GM Rick Hahn, about his expectations for 2016.
I know there's pressure to win every year, but considering the last few seasons, let's be honest, is there more pressure on you guys this year?
I don't know if that's really possible internally. Like, there's no one inside this building or anyone in that clubhouse who doesn't feel on a daily basis the strong pressure to win, but that comes from inside. Like, whether it's Jerry or Kenny or myself or Robin and his staff, our main focus is on trying to win as many ball games as we can, regardless of what external expectations might be.
Rick Hahn made a bunch of moves this offseason to improve the club. Acquiring Todd Frazier was easily the biggest. But according to one White Sox pitcher, one of his favorite moves was the signing of Austin Jackson, who will greatly improve their defense.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. I think that perhaps at the end of the year he might change his vote towards one of the catchers, just given how much we've seen of their ability to acclimate themselves to the new environment and help improve our guys even in this short stint that we spent with them. But when you have a guy like Austin and you feel real good about balls hitting the air within a wide swath of real estate out there, it helps, I think it helps ease the mind of some of the pitching as well.
But despite all the moves he made, there was one free agent out there that Hahn did not sign. A notorious White Sox killer, maybe the greatest one of all time. Ryan Rayburn signed with the Rockies. Were you tempted just to sign him, just so he
hold him hostage,
just so you wouldn't have to face him?
Well, I think if I had passed the hat around the clubhouse, there would have been a few contributors to the Sign Ryan Rayburn fund. Chris Sale probably would have put the biggest amount in that hat. I'm happy to see him in the National League, and I'm happy to see him against a team that if we play him, it won't be till October. So that was. Boy, was he a thorn in our side.
The back end of the White Sox rotation is a question mark with John Danks and Matt Latos. Last year's #1 pick, Carson Fulmer, will start the year in Double-A. But what happens if Danks or Latos struggle?
I'm not going to say Carson Fulmer, even though that's the name you want me to say, and that's the name everyone wants to say, but I'm trying to manage some expectations for this kid. But in reality, he's another quality option who may be knocking on the door before too long.
Covering the White Sox in Glendale, Arizona, Chuck Garfine, Comcast Sportsnet.
Chuck, thanks. White Sox open the season in Oakland Monday night. Chris Sale facing Sonny Gray in a battle of all-stars. We'll have it for you here on Comcast Sportsnet with the season debut of Pregame Live at 8:30.
Well, a little bit more from the Sox with the addition of 37-year-old switch hitter Jimmy Rollins. The Southsiders not only added experience, but a presence from the former National League MVP. Rollins will be the starting shortstop Monday in Oakland and understands his role and what he has to offer for younger players and veterans alike. And everyone is hoping to benefit from his addition to the team.
You know, when things are good in any walk of life, you know, things seem easy. Everybody's having fun. You're enjoying each other. You're enjoying being around each other. But that can't stop when you're losing, because you have to be able to look over to your left and your right and know that the guy's in the same war that you're fighting, that you're in the same battle every day. You're putting on the same uniform. And, you know, we all have our individual names on the back. But as long as we're playing for each other, it doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter how many years you have in or how many days you have in. You're here to do a job, and we expect that of you. And when you can, you know, rely on that in the hard times, that, you know, everybody's pulling the same direction, you stay out of ruts. But when, you know, teams start going different ways, and I've been there, then you stay in them longer. And everybody's trying to figure out, you know, what they need to do for themselves today instead of how can I help this team win. So it starts by having fun with each other, yes. And I guess you just build on that as you start winning.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy, loves it out here, but he's a competitor. He's, you know, just like anybody else. He's gonna get out here and get his work in, and he knows what it takes. So I just want to, you know, I can't get enough of it. I want to be around and see how him and these other guys handle themselves.
Well, as Adam Eaton enters his third season on the South Side, his passion for the game has been evident. After his family and baseball, #3 for Eaton may just be his 2012 Corvette. He grew up in Ohio, and because of his father and uncle, he spent his childhood around the sport of drag racing. He took our producer extraordinaire, Ryan McGuffey, for a ride in Glendale and explained why the Corvette is unlike any other car for him.
And I always thought a Corvette was really fast, and so, you know, be an American muscle, growing up an American, you're like, you know what, I want to make enough money to afford a Corvette one day, and you know, now that I can, I hope to own many of them. Cars in general kind of give yourself a personality. So for me, this car is very loud. It's very brash. It's not gonna mess around. Wow. It kind of gets you in the heart, and that really the car just wants more. It always wants to go fast. It always wants to, you know, push it. So it's kind of like me in a sense, American made, and always is pushing the limits. I love the Midwest. I truly do. I love the Midwest. I love the people of Chicago. You know, there's different people all over the world. You know, West Coast, East Coast, Southerners, you know, Southeasterns. The Midwestern lifestyle and the people in the heart of the Midwest are truly, in my opinion, the best people in the world. I think that they're wholesome. They're, you know, fun-loving. They get life, and they, by the same time, they have a lot of respect. You know, with the cold weather, you know, it builds character and all of that. It's truly, you know, I love the people that I work with and who I play around.
Did Extraordinary Guff look a little nervous?
Oh, he was fine.
A little bit, maybe? Anyway, switching to the gridiron
About time.
now, right? The Bears continue to try and corner the market on former Broncos, I suppose. Today, signing safety Omar Bolden to a one-year deal. Bolden appeared in 56 games over the last 4 seasons with Denver and was a contributor on special teams. And in his career, has over 1,000 kickoff return yards and 1 punt return for a touchdown. Bolden was a 4th-round pick by Denver in 2012. A day after the Bears brought in veteran lineman Manny Ramirez, Ryan Pace & Company made another move, agreeing to a deal with former Arizona Cardinal Ted Larson, another flexible personnel option, which presents the Bears with a few scenarios up front. Now let's send it over to Chris Bowden with his take on what the Bears will do with the offensive line. Chris?
Early injuries at left tackle and center combined with Kyle Long's late switch to right tackle really tested the depth of the line last year. Ryan Pace has taken steps in free agency not to be as exposed. Top to bottom are the projected starters right now from right to left along that offensive line. Pace being very confident that last year's 3rd-round pick, Coronas Grasu, will take a huge jump this year. But one guy to watch in competition would be Manny Ramirez, who has 26 career NFL starts at that position. If Grasu isn't up to the task, perhaps Ramirez would be one guy who's able to slide in. There were also some reports on Thursday. Another move on the offensive line is imminent. Still another report saying that Larson expects to start. So that puts the focus on this side of the offensive line. Matt Slauson was really a savior in particular last year, but if they were to make a move to try and shore up another area of the team and perhaps move Slauson, then we'd see Larson move over or perhaps Ramirez into that right guard slot. Still another potential move, and even though they've had good things to say about Charles Leno Jr. after his first year as a starter once Jermon Bushrod went down, if he should perhaps be traded for other help elsewhere, who knows, maybe this is the time that we would see Kyle Long move over to that left tackle spot. And in addition to that, Ted Larson would move over into the right guard spot. He played next to Bobby Massey in Arizona. Nevertheless, it's going to be some great competition coming up in the offseason into Bourbonnais, even if things stay put. And coming up in our next half hour, a unique one-on-one interview. As Kelly isn't on a boat, she's on a bike riding along with the Cubs skipper.
That's right.
Plus, the fighting Luke Stuckmeyers earned themselves a trip to the NIT Finals. Where's Luke in there? Is our colleague happy or sad? Valpo basketball after this quick timeout. But first, a programming reminder for all you Fire fans. The Men in Red hit our airwaves this Saturday at 3 o'clock, seeking their first win of the MLS season. Comcast Sportsnet offers the game in English on our main channel, Spanish on the Plus channel. For more information, be sure to check out our website at csnchicago.com.
Oh, let's go. That's pretty sweet. The starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
This is the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened in my life.
It can get you out of bed before the sun rises.
And keep you going long after it sets.
It can give you strength like you've never known.
And the courage to face your fears.
Without it, you'll never know how far you can go.
It guides you, pushes you,
prepares you.
It allows you to fail.
And it gives you the confidence to get back up again.
It helps you overcome insurmountable odds. And achieve things you never thought possible.
Few things in life are as powerful as setting a goal. We know what ours is. What's yours?
During the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event, there's always cause for celebration. With extraordinary offers on the visionary LS, the generously appointed ES, and the new 8-passenger LX.
Lets it fly.
Because thrills like this only happen during the Command Performance Sales Event. Lease the 2016 ES350 for $339 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Tuesday, Cubs baseball is back and better than ever as Anthony Rizzo leads the offense into battle against Mike Trout on the Los Angeles Angels. Coverage begins at 8:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN Plus.
Here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Find us on social media right now for gorgeous photos and great Wisconsin giveaways. Speaking of free stuff, did you know every month we give away an exciting vacation? This month you can win a prize package to Stevens Point. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details. Saturday mornings at 10 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back. We're after Valparaiso's Tuesday NIT semifinal win in New York. Our Valpo alum, Luke Stuckmeyer, tweeted about it with a boom, going so far as to call the Crusaders Chicago's team. Well, they do have 4 Chicago area products who all contribute. So, to the Garden tonight, George Washington, Valpo, the Valpo Oppo, first half, Colonials down by 2. Tyler Cavanaugh changes that with this 3, GW. Takes the lead 30-29. Second half, Colonials trying to extend their lead. Kevin Larson does just that from behind the line. Oh, poor Stuckey.
Oh,
Someone
Luke.
give him a hug. Valparaiso settles as the NIT runner-up, 76-60. The final. Sorry, Stuckey.
Second place is good, Luke. That's all right. In other college basketball news, Kansas coach Bill Self has been named the AP Coach of the Year after guiding the Jayhawks to a 33-5 record this season and a trip to the Elite Eight. It's the second time Self has won the AP award, the first coming after the 2008-2009 season. And for that right there, he becomes just the 8th coach to win that honor
officials
more than once. But I bet he wishes he was in the Final Four this weekend.
Well, Oklahoma's Buddy Hield, of course, is. He's led his team to this weekend's Final Four, but it's Michigan State's Denzel Valentine getting the consolation prize. He was voted AP National Player of the Year by just 3 votes over Hield. After averaging 19 points, 7.5 rebounds, 8 assists for the Spartans this season. Didn't stop second-seeded MSU from being upset in the opening round of the NCAA tournament by Middle Tennessee State. Of course, those of us who filled out brackets and picked Michigan State to make it to the Final Four, very familiar with that first-round upset. Thanks a lot, Denzel, but congratulations.
I'm excited to see those Sooners play this weekend, though.
I'll bet you are. And little buddy, that's it for this edition of Sports at Center presented by GMC. So much more coming up in a fresh half hour, including Kelly taking a spin with Joe Madden. Are we going to see racing? Are we going to see you and...
edited the part where he blew me away and left me in the dust. Thank God.
That's too bad.
But I'm telling you that anyway.
Maybe we can retrieve that before we actually show it. We'll also have more on Duncan Keith and the Blackhawks adjusting to life without him. Join us on our next half hour coming up.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second. How about that? This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Or get nearly $8,300 total value on specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models. GMC, we are professional grade.
Nothing feels quite like a Tempur-Pedic. And now through Sunday at Sleepy's, save up to 50% off Tempur Supreme Breeze and Ergo Premier adjustable floor models while supplies last. Experience the revolutionary comfort of Tempur-Pedic for as little as 83 cents a night. Plus, get Sealy Posturepedic queen sets for just $249 each piece, a free box spring with any Serta Perfect sleeper, and up to $1,200 off GS Stearns adjustable sets. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
A home is where life is lived. The unmistakable beauty and performance of Unilock pavers and walls enrich the quality of outdoor living, where perfect settings and cherished moments become memories that last a lifetime. Live life beautifully with Unilock.
Things break all the time, and glue never works. What you need is Laser Bond USA, the amazing liquid plastic that fixes virtually anything in as little as 3 seconds. Laser Bond is not a glue, but a unique liquid plastic that only hardens with the UV light. Now fill in plumbing leaks in 3 seconds or less. Instantly repair kids' toys and keep playtime flying. The magic of powerful liquid plastic that hardens under ultraviolet light. The best part, the adhesive is made in the USA.
Wow, that is fast.
It bends, it's flexible.
If you mess up applying, just wipe clean. No sticky residue. Call now to get Laser Bond USA for just $19.99 and receive this protective carry case free. But wait, we're going to double the offer absolutely free and ship your order free. Call now.
Call 1-800-518-1036 to get your Laser Bond USA. Call now or go to laserbondusa.com. So call 1-800-518-1036. Call now.
I'm Jonathan Taves, and you're watching the home for Blackhawks hockey, Comcast Sportsnet.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC with Kelly Krull. I'm Chris Bowden. The Bulls' playoff hopes hung by a thread as they were again shorthanded in Houston.
Meanwhile, a rematch of last year's NLCS on Comcast Sportsnet will show you what happened between the Cubs and Mets as they battled it out in Vegas.
I still don't believe like people tried to hit him in the head.
It's next man up for the Hawks as they get ready to play without Duncan Keith. Plus, White Sox GM Rick Hahn opens up about the upcoming season.
Time to join us on the ride. It's Sportsnet Central, and it's starting right now.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC.
D. Rose played through a hyperextended elbow a couple nights ago in Indy and was in the starting lineup set in Houston. But as the Bulls went for a second straight win, Taj Gibson sidelined, at least for this game, the team says, with a rib fracture. So Taj out meant rookie Bobby Portis in for Fred Hoiberg's team, and the Rockets noticed early on, a couple minutes in, Portis misses everything on the jumper. Houston wastes no time.
At the bottom of the net
yeah,
there,
a little
right?
bit the twine there, but James Harden finishes off all Rockets early. A minute later, Dwight Howard bullies his way past Portis for a layup, and the coach had to call a timeout with Houston up by 11. Second quarter, though, bad news for Derrick Rose. Head to the locker room for observation, return, then take a seat again. He'd be ruled out with a left elbow contusion. Basically played with his right arm only the time he was in there. But the Bulls just fine offensively, thanks to Nikola. 14 points in the second quarter alone. In the half, Nico totaled 21 points on 6 of 10 shooting, carrying over from his hot night in Indy. Handful of three-pointers mixed in there as well. 52 all at the half, but in the third, Houston regains traction. Harden crosses over Mike Dunleavy and blows right by Paul Gasol for the dunk and one. The three-point play made it a 9-point Houston lead. Under 6 to go, Patrick Beverly, the Chicagoan from beyond the arc, the lead up to 14. But the Bulls bench saved the day in the final. period. 3 to go, Mirotic. The corner three, completing a comeback and actually putting the Bulls up a point. Next trip down, Jimmy Butler and Gasol work the give and go to perfection. JB throwing down on his hometown team. 21 points for him on the night. 90 ticks to go. Etuan Moore, another of the bench mob, chips in with a triple on the wing. Bulls starting to pull away by 6, but the Rockets had one last run left. Clock winding down, Harden steps into a deep three. 3 of his 24. Now it's 102-100. The Rockets would foul. Justin Holiday made the first free throw, missed the second. So Houston gets the rebound, charges down. Look at Trevor Ariza at the bottom of your screen. Wide open from the corner, and the 3 to win, or actually to tie, but it doesn't fall. Bulls survive. 103-100. They're now back above 500. They outscored the Rockets 32-20 in the fourth. Shot 48% for the game, including 11 of 24 from beyond the arc. After losing 11 of their previous 12 on the road, they've won 2 straight now in hostile territory. Rose's final numbers, just under 12 minutes of action, 0 shots, 2 assists, and 3 turnovers. Here he is afterwards.
Trying to get back on the court as quick as possible, but just listening to my body, get as much treatment as I can, and see where it goes from there.
How encouraging this kind of win coming down?
Huge.
What did you see from it?
A fight. I think we fought our way back. We didn't hang our head even when they went up, and the guys that came in and did their job, so it was a big win.
More Eastern Conference action. How about the Pacers, who began the night 2 games up on the Bulls for the final playoff spot? They hosted the Magic. In the second, tied at 37, Andrew Nicholson laying down the dunk. He draws the foul. It's a 3-point play. Magic go up 40-37. Then in the third, tied up again, it's the former Hoosier Victor Oladipo dropping in the 3-ball, makes it a 65-62 game. Then in the fourth, Magic trying to distance themselves. Nikola Vucevic settles for the jumper, and that's enough because he put in 24 on the night, and his Magic beat the Pacers 114-94. The Eastern Conference playoff picture getting a little crowded down there at the bottom, but in a good way for the Bulls, who are now just a game back of the Pacers, who you saw just lose to Orlando, Fred Hoiberg's team. Now 2 games behind the current 7-seed Detroit Pistons, who they will face on Saturday night.
And a stick came up and got Coyle. Penalty, Keith.
Chicago, number 2, 5-minute match penalty.
A match penalty. Halfway through the first, Duncan Keith is out of the game.
Turns out Duncan Keith took the ice and practiced with his teammates earlier today, even though he remains suspended indefinitely until he has his hearing for Tuesday night's match penalty in Minnesota. But as David Kaplan tells us, the team stands behind its 2-time Norris Trophy winning defenseman as they prepare to play without him, perhaps into their defense of the Stanley Cup.
Competitiveness is part of what makes him a great player, and I just think that being smart and knowing your limitations or I guess the limit is what we have to deal with.
It's a physical game, and I still don't believe he was trying to hit him in the head. Sometimes he's doing our stick, he tried to slash the guy, but I still think that he didn't aim for his head.
Whether Duncan Keith's high stick at Charlie Coyle was intentional or not, the match penalty would keep the defenseman out of action for at least Friday night's game at Winnipeg. Coaches and players realize it's going to be up to everyone to try and fill the void.
One guy can't just go in there and play like Duncan Keith. I mean, it doesn't quite work like that. So, but I mean, I think if you got to look at it as an excitement for some guys, maybe to have a little bit more ice time for them to step it up.
It won't be just one guy filling in for Dunks there. He does too many special things, and he's too great of a player for one guy to just kind of come in and fill his void there. So we're just it'll be a team effort, and however long or short it may be, we'll be ready to go.
Keith won't be the only player missing from the Hawks lineup on Friday. Marian Hossa won't make the trip because of illness. Neither will Corey Crawford, though there was encouraging news regarding the goalie's status.
Well, he's really progressed well here. We expect him on the ice this weekend and go from there. But good progress here the last day or so, and that was encouraging.
Do you expect Corey to be at full strength in the playoffs?
That's our hope, yes.
You feel better, more confident about that now than maybe
a couple days ago?
Well, you know, some days, I mean, it's, you know, you're waiting to hear a prognosis or how he's progressing, and you know, so keep progressing at this pace, it'll be good.
Covering the Blackhawks, I'm David Kaplan, Comcast Sportsnet. Yeah, thanks. Predators trying to gain on the third-place Hawks again in Pittsburgh against the red-hot Penguins and Sidney Crosby. No score 3 minutes in. Nick Bonino over to Justin Schultz, who feeds Phil Kessel. His 24th in the year makes it 1-0 home team. Second period tied at 1. Trevor Daley. The long pass to Kessel, who fires and scores his second of the game. 2-1 Pens. Then midway through the second, Pens on a power play. Chris Kunitz drops it to Chris Letang for the one-timer. Pekka Rinne giving up 4 and getting pulled for the second time in the last 3 games. Penguins make it 5 straight, 5-2 the final.
The Wild hanging on to that last playoff spot, hosting the Senators. Tied at 1, second period. Bobby Bryant sends one toward the net, and Jean-Gabriel Pageau deflects it home. It's 2-1 Ottawa. Pageau. Same score, third period. Jason Pominville picks up the loose puck. Gonna kick it over to the stick and find Eric Haula for the goal. It's his 14th of the season, and we're tied again, this time at 2. It stays that way until 4 minutes left into the third. Cody Ceci behind the net. Puck goes off of Haula and past Devin Dubnyk there, and that is your game winner. The Wild's 6-game win streak snapped with a 3-2 loss to the Senators. And with that, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. Dallas just went final, and with their win, move in front of St. Louis. They were tied at 101 to begin the night. 103-101. Chicago there at 95. The Kings 96. Anaheim 95. San Jose at 92. But Nashville, I think, fell tonight as well. We just saw 91 points for them, so not gaining any ground on the Hawks tonight, which is good news with them idle.
Cubs and Mets suited up in the Sin City. We'll have highlights from Chris Bryant's homecoming on the way. And speaking of the Cubs, there's this manager that our little co-anchor tonight here went for a spin with. I wanted to be in the basket on her front handlebars. She wouldn't let me.
It really made the bike.
That interesting one-on-one coming up, and find out why Sox killer Ryan Rayburn won't be doing that this year. Wait, is there interleague action against Rayburn's team? We better check the schedule. That when we return on Sportsnet Central.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second.
How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Or get nearly $8,300 total value on specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models. GMC, we are professional grade.
ここにチタンウルトラボット5000がございます。
ジミー・ジョーンズ、ジミー・ジョーンズ。
ジミー・ジョーンズ、早く来てくれ。最高だ！ジミー・ジョーンズ、これ早い。
Jimmy John's, freaky fresh, freaky fast.
Tomorrow, the battle for home ice advantage continues on CSN Chicago as your Hawks go on the hunt for 2 pivotal points in Winnipeg. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live, followed by the opening faceoff on CSN.
No timeouts left for the Bulls.
Kukoc has got the ball inbounds from Pippen.
Here comes Rose.
Van Leer looks what's underneath. There are 3.
Good. Quick moves on the middle of the floor. Pippen got the shot. There's passion to 3. Yeah! Bulls win! It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer! Yes! Listen to this crowd!
They are going as nuts as we are.
If you had $1 for every dollar car insurance companies say they'll save you by switching, you'd have like a ton of dollars. But how are they saving you those dollars? A lot of companies might answer or no comment. Then there's Esurance. Born online, raised by technology, and majors in efficiency. So whatever they save, you save. Hassle, time, paperwork, hair tearing out, and yes, especially dollars. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
We are back with our GMC professional grade player, Tigers outfitter J.D. Martinez. Detroit slugger hit 3 homers against the Yankees, taking him to a total of 7 this spring. Martinez drove in 4 total runs as the Tigers take down the Bronx Bombers 10-6, the final.
Las Vegas likes the Cubs, as in their odds to win the World Series. So was it a sign that their last stop before this World Series winning season was Sin City itself, against the team that denied them a trip to last fall's World Series? And perhaps the next odds-on favorite in the National League, the Mets. 2 final warm-up games at Cashman Field between these two before it all starts to count Monday for the Cubs in Anaheim. And it was a homecoming in Vegas for Chris Bryant, the native. 2 home runs at Cashman Stadium last spring. Yeah, he's in the way of the shot there. Pick things up in the bottom of the second. Neil Walker hits a ground ball to second. Ben Zobrist lays out for the diving stop, throws to first for the out. Zobi getting that Gold Glove ready.
That's why Madden loves him so much.
No score in the 4th. A man on third, Lucas Duda, singling to left field off of Trevor Cahill. David Wright scores. 1-0 Metropolitans. Oh no, this is last October all over again. Top of the 5th.
I think so. I have a good feeling about this.
Christopher Negron bunts to third base, only because you saw this before. Check out the barehanded play by Wright. Fires to first to get Negron. Sweet defense at the hot corner by the 7-time All-Star Wright. Uh-oh, here we go again, Kelly. Later in the 5th, Zobrist up. With a runner on third and 1 out, lines 1 to right. It's a 1-1 game. That's why they signed that guy in the offseason.
Very good spring for him, quietly.
Couple batters later, it's Bryant. He grounds to right, but hustles out and reaches space safely. Zobrist comes in to score. 2-1. We're feeling a little bit better. Cahill up next. They call the safety squeeze. Duda fields the bunt, flips home, but Jason Hayward beats it. Cubs score 3 in the 5th. Sweet revenge from last October. 5-1 the final. Cubs started a minor leaguer named Ryan Williams as they wanted to save the rotation, but he tossed 3 shutout innings. Cahill gave up the only run in his 2 innings of work, but the rest of the pen, the guys will be traveling north or at least west to Anaheim with the team. Guys like Strope, Rondon, and Grimm did their job. Zobrist, the only 2-hit night for the Cubs. A lot of optimism on the south side after the offseason moves by Rick Hahn.
No. Whether debating lineups, discussing favorite television shows, or deliberating stats versus gut instinct in the middle of a game, Joe Maddon's wheels are always turning, both literally and figuratively, which is why I just had to take a spin with the Northsiders manager during spring training and pick his brain on all things Cubs coming up this season. This is the full version of our bike ride for the first time here on CSN, so enjoy.
Why don't we just say that you're always going to ride on the inside, I'll ride on the outside, okay? That way, that's also chivalry right there. So you're going 12 miles an hour right now. That's pretty good.
See, your bike has the speedometer.
You got to have it.
Is that how you keep your workout on pace?
Well, you try to just see, like, hit to the wind is one thing, wind at your back is something else. If you could keep up some decent speed into the wind, that's always good. And like I said, these these tires make a little bit more. So you got that Cubs groundkeeper's coming out of nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna start going a little bit quicker. Yeah, go right now, go. So now we're gonna try to catch them. Oops. Come on, you're doing good. Everything's about energy, man, everything. And if you have good energy with good baseball players, it's all, it all plays, it all comes together. It's not complicated, man. I really try to promote a vibe where guys can be themselves and just provide the energy that they have within. And if they're all doing it, that plays off one another, just keeps bouncing off each other. So it's, I think we got that going on right now.
Johnny Lester said even Joe's relaxed a little bit more in this second year. And I think the response was Joe can relax even more than he has. We weren't really sure that was possible. He did say that.
That's tremendous. He's probably right. I mean, you know, your first year of doing anything with a new group, there's so many firsts going on that you really don't know. just getting to know people is one of those, probably the most important thing. And we all know what it's like when you're talking to somebody for the first time that you don't know, but you know, and our business is really highly charged and pretty good. There's always that level of nervousness within that conversation, regardless of how much you try for it to not show, you feel it. And then it's up to you to be able to harness that somehow so that it doesn't spill over into the actual conversation. You got to be tough, you know? So and listen, anybody that says they don't go through that is really not telling you the truth. Right. It happens to all of us on all levels. What I like to do is, get up about 9 o'clock and then get my coffee, read my notes, do my lineup. I set my lineup into Peter and the Brandon Hyde, and then right around 11:30, 12 o'clock, try to get on the bike and go down to the lake. When I could have that consistency of riding, I like to start the day by meditating. I like to meditate for 20 minutes. I have this program on my iPad, and I put my headset on where I could only hear that. And I just really get into my meditating for 20, and then I start my day. It's like anything else when you exercise. You want to start out more slowly and then build into it. And I think it's very, I tell you one thing I know for sure, I definitely feel better. I definitely think better when I start my day out that way. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anytime.
That worked.
Pretty impressive for not having done this for a while. This is Phoebe Buffet from Friends right here. With the bike, with the basket. We should have put like little bell on the front there somewhere. Yeah, and she would have fit right in perfectly. But thanks for asking and having us here. Right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. You got it. You got it.
Well, Kelly, I saw you standing over there. Just tell me to shut up when I'm trying to interrupt your toss to this piece here.
I tried to be nice.
I noticed the tires were a little thicker for Joe, though, than yours.
And I didn't fall over.
Just a little bit. Let's talk about the White Sox now and have Chuck interview the White Sox general manager, Rick Hahn, sitting down, not on a bike.
I know there's pressure to win every year, but considering the last few seasons, let's be honest, is there more pressure on you guys this year?
I don't know if that's really possible internally. Like, there's no one inside this building or anyone in that clubhouse who doesn't feel on a daily basis the strong pressure to win, but that comes from inside. Like, whether it's Jerry or Kenny or myself or Robin and his staff, our main focus is on trying to win as many ball games as we can, regardless of what external expectations might be.
Rick Hahn made a bunch of moves this offseason to improve the club. Acquiring Todd Frazier was easily the biggest. But according to one White Sox pitcher, one of his favorite moves was the signing of Austin Jackson, who will greatly improve their defense.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. I think that perhaps at the end of the year he might change his vote towards one of the catchers, just given how much we've seen of their ability to acclimate themselves to the new environment and help improve our guys even in this short stint that we spent with them. But when you have a guy like Austin and you feel real good about balls hitting the air within a wide swath of real estate out there, it helps, I think it helps ease the mind of some of the pitching as well.
But despite all the moves he made, there was one free agent out there that Hahn did not sign. A notorious White Sox killer, maybe the greatest one of all time.
Ryan Rayburn signed with the Rockies. Were you tempted just to sign him, just so he
hold him hostage,
just so you wouldn't have to face him?
Well, I think if I had passed the hat around the clubhouse, there would have been a few contributors to the sign Ryan Rayburn fund. Chris Sale probably would have put the biggest amount in that hat. I'm happy to see him in the National League, and I'm happy to see him against a team that if we play him, it won't be till October. So that was. Boy, was he a thorn in our side.
The back end of the White Sox rotation is a question mark with John Danks and Matt Latos. Last year's #1 pick, Carson Fulmer, will start the year in Double-A. But what happens if Danks or Latos struggle?
I'm not going to say Carson Fulmer, even though that's the name you want me to say, and that's the name everyone wants to say, but I'm trying to manage some expectations for this kid. But in reality, he's another quality option who may be knocking on the door before too long.
Covering the White Sox in Glendale, Arizona, Chuck Garfien, Comcast Sportsnet.
I've been much more impressed if that interview were on a hoverboard, the two of them on
hoverboard, skateboard, something like that. Yeah.
Raise the bar.
Maybe next time, Chuck. Come on. Well, time for our final timeout here on Sportsnet Central. But when we come back, the Fightin' Luke Stuckmeyers, as CB calls them, earn themselves a trip to the NIT Finals. We'll see if Luke will be happy with the results after this.
Meeting people is my life. I was embarrassed to show my teeth. It was time to do something that was going to be permanent.
The Clear Choice one-day approach is making dental implants a reality for people all over the country who suffer from missing or failing teeth.
We have expertise that you might not find anywhere else, all in one location.
The next day, I had a new smile. Couldn't wait to show some folks.
Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options.
I had the best smile I'd ever had in my life.
Call Clear Choice today.
Mortgage rates just dropped to the lowest in years. Refinancing this week could save you thousands. Shop for a loan at LendingTree.com, where our average customer saves between $11,000 and $24,000 over the life of their loan. This week, 30-year fixed rates are as low as 3.45% APR. Go to LendingTree.com to get multiple offers. It's all free to shop and won't affect your credit. Then just compare and choose the one you want. Act now before rates rise again. Calculate your new payment at LendingTree.com.
Rejected. At Schomburg Ford, we're rejecting high car prices during March Mega Motor Madness.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 trade assistance on 2016 Fusion and Escape.
And baby, the savings are really big on the final few remaining 2015.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schomburg Ford, just west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schomburg.
Tomorrow, the battle for home ice advantage continues on CSN Chicago as your Hawks go on the hunt for 2 pivotal points in Winnipeg. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live, followed by the opening faceoff on CSN.
Another programming reminder for all you Fire fans. The Men in Red hit our airwaves again Saturday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, seeking their first win of this new MLS season. Comcast Sportsnet offering the game in English on our main channel, in Spanish on the Plus channel. For more information, be sure to check out our website, csnchicago.com.
Well, after Valparaiso's NIT semifinal win in New York Tuesday, our Valpo alum, Luke Stuckmeyer, took to Twitter with a boom, 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 exclamation mark, going so far as to call the Crusaders Chicago's team.
Oh, really?
And as Chris pointed out earlier, they do have 4 Chicago area products who all contribute. Well, Luke, buddy, these highlights are for you.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not. George Washington and Valpo. Here we go. Second half, Crusaders trying to climb their way back down 50-37. Shane Hammock, good from long distance, and
Always
it makes it a 10-point game. Later in the half, Colonials will extend their lead. Kevin Larson from behind the line. It falls, and Valpo will have to settle for NIT runner-up. Luke, I hope you're not taking this one too hard. 76-60 was the final.
Give Luke a hug.
He'll need one tomorrow.
Plays of the day are presented by Alexis. Number 3, Magic Cavs. LeBron James with a full head of spleen. This is actually Nets and Cavs, but LeBron, I guess you don't need me to talk over that. Just look
Not
at
really.
it.
You see what he does?
Loads for the slam. He passes Dominique Wilkins, 12th all time.
Number 2, Red Sox Twins, Josh Rutledge here. Deep to center field, but Byron Buxton one-upping him with a fantastic running catch on the warning track. Former top prospect showing off his range and his glove on his play. Buxton and the Twins beat Boston 7-4.
Back to Houston for number 1, Pau Gasol, the no-look pass to a streaking Nikola Mirotic for 2. Pau proving why he's one of the best passing big men in the game, and Mirotic with a 28-point performance comes up big for the Bulls once again as they win it in Houston by a final of 103-100. That's a wrap for this edition of Sports at Center presented by GMC.
Sierra Santos will be back at midnight, so please join her. Have a great evening, everyone.
Timeout! At Arlington Acura, take a timeout for savings during March Mega Motor Madness.
Get in on the mayhem with 0% APR for 60 months on all brand new 2016 Acura models.
And save big on the final few remaining 2015s.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Arlington Acura in Palatine, just west of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
With NHL Center Ice, you'll never miss out. Catch every and have a front row seat for every moment. With up to 40 out-of-market games a week to choose from, the best of the NHL is right at your fingertips. So you'll be right there when
I can't believe what I'm seeing
happens. NHL Center Ice. The game lives where you do. For the lowest price of the season, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
This is an important medical announcement for anyone suffering from back or knee pain. If you or a loved one suffers from back or knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, relief is only a phone call away. You can qualify for a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. Call our pain management hotline today and also get free delivery. If you have Medicare, you may immediately qualify to receive your back or knee brace at little or no cost. We'll handle all the paperwork, work with Medicare and your doctor on your behalf at no charge to you. Stop living in pain because the brace you need is too costly. We also have braces available for shoulders, ankles, and wrists. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost. Call Plus Benefits now for more details. This is a free call and there is no obligation.
Please call 800-952-9455. That is 800-952-9455.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Palacio de Deportes, Comunidad de Madrid, or it's Showtime edition number 51. And now we enter with the next fight. And the first fighter, making his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Spain, please welcome, Senor Abraham Rocchini.
Well, a rapturous applause for Abraham Rocchini, a very, very dangerous fighter. Let me tell you, I seen Abraham about 5 years ago against Kevin Harper. Kevin Harper was when he was training with me at my gym. When I had a gym, yes, I had a gym. A long time ago. But leave that aside, it was a long time ago. Anyway, but Abraham Rocchini, very, very dangerous. Knocked out Tim Thomas from England. Tim Thomas, a fantastic fighter as well in his own right. Abraham Rocchini, the devil, very, very dangerous. But he's fighting the young man, Mr. Entertainment Gargo Drago. There's a very good record of him. 7 losses out of 74 fights. Really dangerous. But can he do it? There's some of the names he's beaten, as I said. Kevin Harper, Andy Sauer, and Kit Siplatek, should say. But he comes out to a rapturous applause here. The local man from Bilbao. I think he's Spaniard, but he's from Bilbao.
With that kind of record, he's been round the block and some.
Also, Stephen, it's a different weight for Gargo Drago, 73 kilos. Gargo normally drives at 70. But Gargo Drago really, really up for the very, very fit and strong. But I tell you something, this guy, Rockwini, very, very dangerous. And he's a nice man too. We had a good chat with him yesterday, didn't we?
Very much so, very much so. He knows his sport inside and out.
Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, before Gargo Drago enters the ring, 70 kilos, September the 24th, Brussels, the biggest ever tournament Showtime have ever done. Gargo Drago, Dr. Petrosian, Keshenko. We're going to be giving you a sneak preview very, very soon. But Mr. Gargo Drago, one of your favourites, Stephen.
Very, very much so. You've seen him hit people, you've seen him hurt people. He's turned fights around. This guy, another fighter out there who is such a seasoned pro. Fantastic record. 96 fights. 96 times he's stood in front of the crowd and waged war. And he's up for it.
Here comes the dancing man, Mr. Entertainment, enters the ring here in Madrid. And he has beat some great names, Payon Super Pro Samui and Mohamed Kamel. And Suhan Kwan Lee also beat Rick Barnell. He's beat some big, big names. Rick, a great fighter as well. But Mr. Entertainment makes his way to the ring. And when he makes his way to the ring, he dances like no one else can. The man, the legend, Gargo Drago. Enjoy him while you can, because you know, Steve, they do not last forever.
Exactly. You know, one day this guy's going to retire and we're going to miss him very much.
Well, we're not going to miss him tonight. Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a great fight. Abraham Raquini, though, let's take nothing away. Very dangerous. But my guy, my friend, Gargo Drago, looks a monster out of the ring. An absolute child-like ways. Nice, smiling man. But he's coming now to fight Abraham Raquini. Steve, what a privilege, Gargo Drago.
The man looks like he's just pumped full of testosterone tonight. He's well and truly up for it. This is going to be a blinder. Here he comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight will be 3 rounds of 3 minutes according to Showtime rules. And the referee of this match will Mr. Joop Ibeda. And this fight is sponsored by our free application for your cell phone, the free in-one It's Showtime app.
Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, someone mentioned the Showtime app again. Gargo Drago really means business in his corner. Sakhak Parian. Also, Sahin Kasyakut. But Abraham Raquini, very dangerous. The left high kick is an absolute scorcher. Kicks the leg very, very well. Very dangerous with it. Upset Andy Sowar recently. He's also been some very, very big names. He has been knocked out before by Marco Peak from Holland. If Marco's watching, hello to him. But this is going to be a great fight. Black shorts, Abraham Raquini, white shorts, Gargo Drago.
How Showtime get a matchup like this is beyond me. This
you know
is an
why?
dream.
I will tell you why. Because this is the best stand-up fighting kickboxing show in the world, bar none. Exactly. Round one, 3 3-minute round contest. And this, don't blink, this is going to be awesome.
Round one.